How are we? I'm, how are we? And then I look away. How are we? Let me know how you are on a scale of 1 to 10. How's the day so far? I'm just going to do my click thing here. My goodness. My goodness. I just really enjoy how this is working. Now, it looks like, for some reason, it looks like something didn't happen on Facebook. And yet, it says, here I am. All right. So maybe it's just not coming up yet. All right. Well, in case on Facebook you didn't get my hi, are you, how are you, welcome back. It's a glitch. So I'm Abby Hagyard, and here you are in my office, and I still haven't unpacked everything because it's a fairly large amount of everything. So here we are. I wanted to talk to you today about it's a hidden issue. And when I started on Tuesday talking about second chances, and you know, how many do we get, and why do we keep calling them second, and you know, if we're going to get them, do we give them, and just that whole conversation about the language, because you know, word girl here. However, it's deeper than that, and I wanted to kind of set the stage on the previous video, and then kind of dive a little deeper today, because I think it matters. I think it's a really important thing, and so I'd like to talk about it. First of all, quick sip. Same to you. Here we go. Okay, so I heard a messenger thing, and it's not coming through. What does it say? Can't see it. All right, so here we go. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in a far off land. Good morning, Charles. It's great to see you, and I'm so glad you're doing okay. I'm sorry to hear about your diagnosis, and I guess it's a wake-up call. And so, you know what? You got the tools and the technology and the tenacity to fix it, and I'm rooting for you. So, in this conversation about second chances, what happened a long time ago in a distant land, far, far away, a decision was made, actually in the US, that it was not helpful to grade people, to fail people, because it hurt them in toxic, scarring ways. And so in a lot of cases, in a lot of schools, in a lot of educational systems, they did away with the way testing was done. In Europe, there's a different process in some countries in Europe, in some countries in Asia. And how it works is they don't test at all. It's not that they don't test and not tell you how you do. In some of these countries, they don't test at all. They give you the time, they give you years, they give you semesters, they give you whatever to simply acquire the knowledge, to simply be part of the learning culture, because it's a big shift in the way we think and the way we process, from living at home and maybe homeschooling or just growing up, and suddenly being thrust into a regimen where there are bells and where people show up and you have to dress in a certain way, and there are processes that we never learned before. And so every single kind of educational system looks at the best outcome for any number of reasons. And the thing I want to talk about in terms of calling everything a second chance. Oh, I gave it a second chance. I gave it a second chance. Here's what I want to talk about. When we give ourselves that language, we're not giving ourselves permission to see our progress. Because, you know, if this is your 11th second chance, how do you know how you did 50 chances ago if they're all the second try? And I mean, nobody's fooled. When somebody says, okay, I'm going to give you a second chance, I'm going to give you another chance, I'm going to give you a second chance. Okay, how many are you going to give me? Like, where do you draw the line? Isn't there a boundary? Don't I have to show up sometime at some point? Don't I have to say, okay, I got it wrong. Let's see how I can get it right. Or I didn't quite make it. Let's see where I need to improve. Let's look at the things I got, the things I almost got, and the things that weren't even on my radar that I clearly need to take a closer look at. Help me become more adept. Help me become more skilled. Show me where I missed the point, where I missed the mark. Show me how many inches or feet or yards or miles I need to improve. Give me the map, give me the coordinates, and show me how navigation works. Give me the opportunity to empower myself, to set my sail, chart my course, endure the hardships, enjoy the triumphs, and celebrate my arrival. I mean, the first time somebody went around the world, it wasn't in 80 days, I'll tell you that. So how did they get gooder at it? Well, they figured out what they did wrong. They figured out what they did less capably, less carefully, less strategically. When you have a situation, you have a relationship with someone in a business sense or a personal sense or a career sense, you get in tandem, you collaborate, and it doesn't work. It goes down in flames. Do you say, okay, well, we're never doing that again? Or do you say, okay, so how did that not work? Which I and team wasn't showing up. And I think we do ourselves a really big disservice when we don't look at where we've been, when we don't look at how we managed to get ourselves stuck, where we said, oh, okay, when we knew that was not the right thing to do, or the best thing to do, or the smartest thing to do. Why did we give it a pass? Why do we only cook the toast just enough until it's warm if what we like is crisp? Why don't we make our bed in the morning? Why don't we have the shower and brush our teeth and put on something awesome to wear? Why do we say, you know what, I'm going to give it a pass. I'm going to give, you know what, it's not that big a deal. I don't care. Yeah, I'm okay in this. This is not that bad. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you're saying it's not that bad, it is. Because you're cutting yourself slack. And everybody needs to cut themselves slack from time to time. I have cut myself slack lots of times. However, I have also said, okay, I have no idea at the moment how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And then I figured it out. Step by step by, ow, that's really unfortunate, step. And yay, spike the ball. Look at that. Every time. I need to see what was a real challenge for me. There are lots of things that I am less good at than others. It's the same for all of us. Math, for instance, is not my immediate thing because I'm working on the other side of my brain. I can go to that side of my brain, but I have to put that aside. And I'm very fond of the stuff that I do on the creative side. Math is one of those things that you say, yes, okay, fine, I'll do it. Yes, I will do it. Do I know how I get it wrong? Sometimes. Do I take the time to make it clear how I get it wrong? Why I get it wrong? Not as often as I should. And so, why not, Abby? And the answer is, I don't want to. There's the true grown-up speaking. Hateful. But it gives you power and control. And yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. And I'll do it. I will do it. When? soon, is the conversation I have with myself. And the only person who suffers in the outcome of that conversation is me. And I know, I'm aware. And I keep giving myself a pass that does no one any good, certainly not me. So I'm speaking from within this conversation, within this issue of giving myself second chances. I need to start calling them what they are. I need to start saying, the last time I stepped into this learning curve, it took me this long. And I know why. Let's see what it takes me to navigate this one. Let's see how I can improve. Not to beat someone else's score, but to bring value to mine. I think at some point we have to draw the line on being vague and forgiving things we see as not that bad. Because every time we say it's not that bad, what we're really saying is, I don't deserve. And I want to say, I want to tell us, thee and me, that we definitely deserve. I'm populating the website for my I'm updating my Abby Haggard website because I'm populating it for the launch of Pivotry in Motion. And it's so exciting. It's so important, this whole program. It is so dynamic and life-changing and has really saved me repeatedly from all kinds of edge of abyss moments in my life. And I'm not being a crusader in this. I'm not, good morning, Freddie. I'm not pushing how I live my life on anyone else. What I'm doing in this moment with Pivotry is I've decided to explain that there is a process, that there are steps, that there are tools, that there are learning curves, and that they are ownable, winnable, triumphable for anyone. I just have a little, I've got an itchy nose. What am I doing? I'm talking to myself about something. They are available to anyone who says, I'm not as thrilled as I'd like to be with the way things are going. I feel that I need to know more. I feel that I need an update on the instruction manual. I feel that when I watch other people navigating their situations, I get the sense that I was sick the day they handed out whatever that skill is. I don't need to be a world beater, many people say. I don't need to lead the charge. What I want is to enjoy the joy. I want to feel that this is great more often than I do today. This conversation, these thoughts, those people, that's my audience. That's my market niche. That's my opportunity to say, really? Would you like to know how? Would you like to see exactly why the other efforts you've made have fallen short? I'm not suggesting that any other program, any other tool, any other belief in any other system or process or procedure, whether it's motivation, whether it's active coaching, whether it's manifesting, whether it's prayer. I'm not saying that any of those things are replaceable. I'm not saying that any of those things aren't worth your time or your energy or your investment of excitement. I'm saying that what I know, what I've learned, what I do is the where to start before you start any of the other things that mean something to you. The way they used to say on UK on television, this is the introduction to your opposites. This is the introduction to the better way to succeed. Pivotry in motion is the thing you read first before you start writing the test. And I'm working on the website, and I'm challenged by website setups, no matter how how user friendly they say they are. I find myself in the middle of it thinking, I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to go away. And I have to come back and say, there's a reason I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new at this. The reason they have these websites that are set up for non-techies is because I'm not the only one who is unfamiliar with the process. The thing is, I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to say, you know what, I built this. I didn't build it. I populated this. I chose the colors. I chose the look. I chose the images. I chose the font. I wrote the text. I shared the message. I did this. It's mine. Woohoo. It's so exciting to do that. It's so exciting to carve a new path, to pioneer something. It speaks to every part of me. And it doesn't have to be for you. It just has to be for me. So in that process, I am navigating the Pivotry curve. I am reframing and restating and resetting and rethinking and restarting. And in between my sessions, I'm resting, going away and coming back and saying, oh, look at that. Where's my notebook? I have this notebook. It's just the shape that I love and I use, and I've always used. It's the right size to sit right beside my keyboard. And every day I'm putting notes in it. I'm jotting down notes to myself all the time. And then I go back periodically and I read through and I think, oh, that was a good idea. I wonder who wrote that. Because all of these elements are me taking things out of my head and putting them onto a page. So the reason I'm talking to you about second chances, and the reason I'm talking to you about how we talk to ourselves and why it matters, is because we are the one, we are the voice in our head that we hear all the time. We are the one we wake up to. We are the one who is with us all the time. We are the one we go to sleep with. We are the one digging into our memory banks to come up with remembered responses that allow us to retrace our steps, to review our mistakes, to see from a distance. You need the 5 steps back, right? Sometimes 5 steps back and you see, oh, look, I did that. Okay, fine. Or in the middle of the night, I wake up and think, wait a minute, and I write something down. In the morning, I look and think, oh, yes. If we are not talking to ourselves, if we are not present, who's driving the bus? If we don't care that we're on the right path, that we're using the right words to define us, to share who we are with people we meet, who is choosing them? Life isn't autopilot. I had this really interesting question from somebody, because the way I'm constructing the workshops for Pivotry in Motion is I used to do it a lot when I was coaching actors. I did it quite often in my corporate workshops, much to everyone's surprise. And the reason I did it was because the outcome was incredibly powerful. And here's what I did. I flipped the order in which information was experienced by my audience, by my clients. Everybody, without fail, every program I've ever attended begins with someone talking, someone telling you who they are, someone saying why they are up there, someone giving you their backstory. That's how every workshop, every lecture, every coaching session begins. Here's the thing. We already knew enough of that stuff because that's why we bought the ticket. That's why we came. What everyone forgets in these setups, in these programs, a couple of things. The first is survival is not a spectator sport. Excellence is not a spectator sport. Thriving is not a spectator sport. Learning and growing and changing and evolving is not a spectator sport. Why then does anyone think that learning the essentials for growth, change, survival, winning should be a spectator sport? Why wouldn't the learning process mirror the outcome we need to grow and thrive and change? Why are you making me sit and watch you? I already know who you are. It's why I'm here. Why aren't you giving me what's in it for me first? Why aren't you putting me up front where the learning happens? No one has ever explained that to me accurately. And I thought, well, you know what? Pivotry in motion. Tally ho. So in constructing that dynamic, people are saying, how is your process different? Well, how my process is different is this. The first thing we do, once you find your seat and you read the instructions that are on the piece of paper in front of you, very simple, very short, very brief, very clear, we do an interactive exercise. In the way life throws stuff at us, we throw an interactive exercise at our audience. It's not scary. You don't have to get up and sing. You don't have to tap dance. You don't have to audition. You don't have to embarrass yourself in front of everybody because it's not you. It's everyone. Everyone is involved in an interactive exercise right out of the gate. Why? Because, by the way, that's why you're here. So we do that. And then we applaud each other, ourselves, for doing it. And then I explain what just happened. I give you the context. I tell you what it was for, how it works, what it's meant to show you, what it's meant to intrigue you with. Then we do a Q&A. And then we rate it. We'd give it a score on a scale of 10. How did you enjoy it? What did it tell you? Are you ready for the next one? And then we take a really short break. Why? Because everybody needs to talk amongst themselves. Everybody needs to talk together. We are a tribe. We are a learning curve together. We are in this as a team. And after we have that short break, you know what we do? We do it again with a new exercise, with a different thrust, with a different purpose. And each one of the exercises we do is designed to give you the hands-on face-to-face experience with reset right now in the moment. Then we do the practicing. Then we do the exercises. Then we do the steps it takes to help you decide that you're ready for this, that it matters to you. Doesn't that make a world of sense? How many second chances do I get to make a great first impression? None. I get one chance to make a first impression. I get one chance to make a second impression. I get one chance to make the third and the 47th and the 963rd. Every one is a restart, is a fresh chance to see it fresh, to see it new, to get excited about what's in it for me. That is how Pivotry in motion is different. The why behind my what is on a scale of 1 to 10. How's your joy? Do you feel like this is awesome? On a scale of 1 to 10? No? Then maybe it's time to begin. Let's make a connection on this. Let's stop saying we're giving second chances. Let's stop saying, okay, you know what, never mind. Let's stop doing that. Let's call it what it is. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Where's the, oh, that. Let's call it what it is. Everything we do is brand new. Everything. There's some guy, he said, in order to reset your brain, what you need to do in the morning is do everything differently. Brush your teeth with your other hand. And I thought, no, I understand them. I just want to brush my teeth first, okay? I want to brush my teeth first. Put on my shoes, face the front, and now I'll try something different. I want to get in there with everything intact. Now I'm ready to learn. Brush your teeth with your other hand. Okay. How's it working for you? Well, I cleaned my eyelashes, I'll tell you. So let's make a pact. We don't do second chances. What we do is fresh starts. How many tries have you given this? As many as I felt necessary. Is that more than 5? Yes. How's your progress? I'm going to need a few more. Okay. You see why this matters? It allows us to actually have a real conversation. It allows us to be clear and tangible about where we are and where we're going and where our handicaps and our strengths are. Instead of saying, how are you? Because that's beige language. It doesn't have any tangible, I can't rate what your answer means. But if I say, how is the day going so far? Out of 10. And people laugh and they say, well, about a 7. Awesome. It's a 2. Do you need a hug? No, I think I'm good. All right. That's a real conversation. So I'm in, and I hope you are as well. What we deserve is nothing less than clarity. What we deserve is nothing less than the little voice in our head saying, awesome, awesome. Can we do it again? We deserve that. We've earned that. We're worth that. Okay? That's my promise to me. And then it's on you to make the promise to you. How many second chances do we give? None. How many second chances do we get? None. They're all brand new. Every single one. Think of it that way, because then it's exciting. Then it's exciting. We have a clean slate, a clean page. We have lessons learned that we bring. Then we get to see the outcome. All right, this one is really short. I have stuff that is waiting for me in the wings, coughing politely into its like stuff, and miles to go before we sleep. So this is what I want to leave with you this weekend. Okay, I've noticed some very, very scary weather going on. I've noticed some very, very deep and profoundly concerning and upsetting conversations taking place. People drawing lines in sand for any number of reasons they think matter. And what I want to leave with you today is this. No matter what we are choosing as our thing, whether you want to call yourself right wing or left wing, it takes both wings to fly the plane. Whether you want to have the conversation about management and the workers and how unfair it is, it takes every single one of them to build the vehicle, craft the map, navigate the course, and get us there intact. On the journey, no one is left behind. On the journey, everyone has a role to play. We are all in this together. So all my clients who are decision makers and first responders and guides and leaders and whatnot, the toxic sadness and fear and rage is overwhelming. And they and we are all doing our best to breathe and release and let it go and get ourselves ready for the next step. I want you, I urge you, anytime you are about to say, blah, 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 put down, criticize, separate, shade them this way, shade them that. I urge you, we're all in one boat. We're all in it together here. And some people want to be the captain, some people want to steer, some people want to row, some people want to live in luxury first class. Okay, it's the same boat for all of us. Please for you, please for me, please for everyone. Listen to your voice when you're talking about the things that are unfolding. Listen to the accusatory tone. Listen to your decision to say, I decide you deserve and you are not good enough. Listen to you and let that go. We only get one chance to live well, to live happily, and feel joy. We get this chance. It starts now. I urge you. When I say be good to you, you deserve it, I mean it. I'm not just talking to one of you. It is a competitive world. Survival of the fittest is the rule. Always has been, always will. If you notice, when you look at nature shows, wild animals don't kill for sport. They kill to feed. They kill to survive. They don't invent reasons to destruct and destroy, to elevate how they feel about themselves. It's not how it works. Bear it in mind. Remember to hug your loved ones. They deserve it too. Tough love from Mom today. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you for watching.